As we celebrate the Easter mysteries, in the scripture readings, we have so much that we could reflect on, but at the heart of all of them really is Jesus' deep desire for us to know the treasure of his mercy. He wants so badly everyone in the world to know the gift of his mercy. And as if the events of his life, his passion, his death, and resurrection aren't enough, throughout history, Jesus is constantly finding other ways to reveal his mercy to us. It could be in the sacraments, the sacrament of confession, different devotions throughout the years, the burning fire of his Sacred Heart, the protection of his Blessed Mother, and in our day, that particular devotion is oftentimes the devotion to his divine mercy. And what is it? Well, from 1931 to 1938, Jesus appeared to a poor religious sister in Poland. Her name was Sister Maria Faustina Kowalska. And think about the context of this. It's between two world wars. It's in Poland. They're sandwiched between Nazi Germany and communist Russia, and things are really rough. They're really experiencing quite a bit of turbulence and destruction at the time. But Jesus appears to Sister Faustina and just reveals the depth of his love and mercy for the world and his desire that all people might encounter that mercy. So, he talks a lot about, drawing sinners to himself that they might know his forgiveness and the restoration of their hearts and lives. But, he also speaks of drawing all suffering souls to him, those who are miserable for any reason, that he might give his heart to them. That they might know the full way of mercy, peace, and the fullness of life that Jesus has in store for them. So, that's what he came to reveal in a particular and deep and profound way to Sister Faustina. Now, the devotion really started to blossom around the year 2000 when Pope St. John Paul II canonized St. Faustina, and he instituted the second Sunday of Easter as Divine Mercy Sunday, and really allowed what Jesus communicated to St. Faustina to become a reality in the Church's celebration. So what Jesus told St. Faustina was that on that Sunday after Easter, he wanted there to be a particular celebration. He wanted to pour out his grace, his mercy upon souls. And there's something very unique about this day. Jesus said to St. Faustina that simply by receiving Holy Communion without any serious sins on our hearts, Jesus restores us to the same way that we were the day that we were baptized. Like, we're so cleansed, we're so perfected. Here's the thing, like, we know that sin, in a sense, disfigures us, disforms us, and that might be in our self-image, it might be in our relationship with other people, it might be in our relationship with God himself. We know there's an effect. And what Jesus says is, on that day, simply with a clean heart coming to communion, I'll take you back. I'll take you back behind, the time when sin affected your heart. So it's really an extraordinary grace, extraordinary. And we have that opportunity to enter into it. So there's a ton of different ways that people are devoted to divine mercy. And on that Sunday, oftentimes there's a holy hour with some extra prayers at the hour of mercy, 3 o'clock, when Jesus died on the cross. But as well, there's a chaplet of divine mercy that was given to St. Faustina as well. And as we approach this time of great grace and mercy during the Easter season, I would invite you to come along on a journey of preparing for that great feast. We're going to pray a novena of divine mercy that starts tomorrow on Good Friday. And along the way, there's a prayer each day that gathers all the peoples of the world in various areas. People who have never come to know God at all, people who have known him and turned away from him, priests and religious, lay people, children who know God's mercy in a way that nobody else can. All these different areas, we lift them up over the course of the next 9 days, that on that feast of divine mercy, as many people in the world as possible might be transformed by that encounter with his grace, that they might know that God wants to wash it all away, that all the suffering of the past, he wants to be absorbed in an ocean of his divine mercy. One of the words that is used over and over to describe that same mercy is unfathomable. Like, God's mercy is so good, it's scandalous. We can't even believe it. And throughout this season of Lent, we've heard over and over His mercy is more, His mercy is more, His mercy is more than anything we could possibly experience, in suffering on this earth. So let's prepare well for this feast of His divine mercy. There's a webpage within the website that has resources for knowing more about divine mercy and the devotion itself. There's a video that can help you pray along the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. And again, as a reminder, over the course of the next 9 days, there will be a prayer unique to each day of the novena that you can pray along with us as well. But, over the course of these days, whether it be this Easter Triduum coming up these next few days, but certainly over the next 9, let's prepare well, open our hearts to trust in Jesus' mercy, which St. Faustina said is the vessel, for receiving it, to trust that His mercy really is more than all the obstacles we could ever face to coming to know the fullness of life with Jesus Himself.